Now let's look at Walmart case where they have implemented the solution for tracing their food. And its provenance. Provenance means the history of where the food has been produced and with all the specific information. And this is very critical in the case of food industry or people who are involved in selling consumable foods. As ourselves, I mean, as we people who are consuming food, we will be keen to know from where my food is coming. And if you're from the point of view of the selling food, you will be interested to know from where the food is coming. If there is any issue, you want to zero in on the actual supplier who has supplied the food and then take some corrective action. So from that point of view, so the issue started when there was an outbreak of an infection, and they could not take a very precise action on a specific supplier of of the location where the infected food has come. So they found that there is a need for a technology or an approach to trace the infected food. So that was the beginning for them to run a pilot, and they did a pilot or a model implementation of the technology through implementing this on a set of one product called mangoes. And they found the results were amazing, drastic, that the traceability of mangoes before implementing the technology was 2 weeks, and after implementing the technology it was only 2.2 seconds. And this is the primary what to say, the objective or the feature also, you may say, of blockchain, that traceability is that much easy. As much as blockchain offers the feature called immutability, where somebody cannot go and change the data, and even if someone attempts to change the data, the relevant parties will get to know about it. This aspect is another critical aspect. And if you are going to create blockchain solutions for your customer, this has to be taken care in terms of designing the solution. Yeah. And in case of Walmart, these products, you may see that these are all the primary products that are being sold in any departmental store or any hypermarket or supermarket like Walmart. So these products and its suppliers are now partners of the blockchain network of Walmart in the US. And this is the timeline, what happened and where they are now. From the late 2016, Walmart announced proof of concepts. They already had proof of concepts. Proof of concepts means something that can be shown as a future real-time solution by doing pilots, and it is being proven that it will work on scale and it will work on also quality, both terms. So they've got proof of concepts, and by 2017 August, in 10 months or something, they have already brought Nestle, Unilever, and all the suppliers who are under the bracket of food and consumables under their blockchain network. And by September 2018, so all this happened in between 2 years or less than that. So now by 2018, 25 products is being able to traced by Walmart for its history, the location, and all the other information whichever is required to make decisions. So this is the beauty of blockchain, and now we are in 2020, and I'm sure there will be more things into the RKT where they're able to trace more and more products, and more customers are actually enjoying the benefit of being informed consumers. Now let's do a quick recap on what the concepts that we have learned in this course is. I suggest again, these fundamentals are very necessary, and it will play a big role when you go into the higher levels of solution creation, or or even coding, because you have to ask yourself the question again and again on these aspects. If the coding or the technology creation process that we are doing, is that adhering to this? Because if imagine if the solution that you are creating doesn't have immutability feature, then it doesn't add any value, or it doesn't claim to be called as blockchain. So for that purpose, this is very critical for you to understand these concepts. So please pay a lot of attention now, or you may also do more reading on this. Yeah. So a block contains one or more transactions with a hash for itself and the hash value of previous block. So this has a link with immutability. And how the hashing happens is, hash functions, you may call this hash as an address of a block, and a block has the address of the previous block as well. Yeah. So this hash function converts address of arbitrary length, of any length. Arbitrary means of any random size, okay, to a fixed length. What length is? It's a 64-digit length using the algorithm called SHA-256 algorithm. And a blockchain is a distributed ledger. You may link this with the example of a cricket scorecard that we discussed. Is a distributed ledger. It has its copy. The copies are available in different node peers that are in the entire network, and this is why this is a peer-to-peer network. Yeah, and this is not like a client-server model. This is a peer-to-peer network, and the relevant permissions are given to relevant people to access relevant data and check for themselves. This is a distributed ledger technology. Data on the blockchain is replicated, shared, and synchronized, and among parties on a distributed ledger. So synchronization is primarily when the data is, there is any change in the data, the ledger gets updated automatically, and the reports or the analytics that the parties are going to see will have the updated information there, rather than somebody going and asking for the recent updated information. The technology itself enables the people who are part of network to go and enjoy the analytics or reports of updated information. Smart contracts are computer programs that are stored on a block, and this gets executed when the predetermined terms and conditions are met. I think we discussed about this. A smart contract is a computer program that will decide as simple as like generate the bill once the credit card or the money is being paid by the customer. So this way, this could be a very simple example. However, a smart contract is written with lots and lots of logics and lots and lots of features inside. Yeah, and a peer is an entity in blockchain that contains smart contract and a copy of ledger, and the node does not contain smart contract or copy of ledger, it only sends or reads data. For example, a node is like an IoT enabled device that is used in the blockchain network for sending or reading information, and that's it. However, a peer is an entity in the blockchain network. It need not be a human, but it is an entity in the blockchain network that contains smart contract and a copy of ledger. And what we have discussed so far in this entire course is all permissioned blockchain. And we did not discuss about Bitcoin or any other types of cryptocurrencies, but we have only discussed about permissioned blockchain. All enterprise business blockchains are permission blockchains. Someone will require permission from the blockchain network owner to come and be part of that, of some nature of role, some responsibility. Yeah. And provenance is a term that is used that talks about information about the origin or place of production, the history of data. You pick any data, or if you like to know the history of transaction, you will be able to have that. So that nature of having the history of transaction is provenance.